All right, good afternoon. And thank you for joining us today for SEO uh, for Newbies.
Yeah.
And we have a special
Boy.
guest, Darren Marion, here from Rattle SEO. And I just want to say something about Darren before he says hello. Is everybody in this business needs a crutch, right? Everybody needs somebody could call and say, "Hey, man, I'm having a tough day." And I was going through some tough times maybe about 6 months ago, some personal issues, man. And I was just like, I didn't want to know nothing for nothing and nobody. And friggin' Darren would call me all the time. He's, come on, man, you got to get back on the SEO and doing your thing. And I was like, and he would call me every day. And I hardly really even knew him. But he would call me every day. He's like, come on, man, I want to show you something. I want to show you something. And after a while, I felt like I was letting him down by not doing my thing. So like everybody needs that person in your life, and somebody who really cares about you, not monetarily. And Darren was that guy to me. So anybody watching this show, please reach out to Rattle SEO. That's RATEL SEO. We're two separate companies, but we basically do. If you like my work, you like the things that I do. You could use me. You could use Darren's services because he is great. I learned a lot of my SEO from him. I can't say enough good things about him. And please check out his website.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure. And one day, Arizona is going to be that person.
Man.
One day we're going to reach out to Arizona, and Arizona. I text him over little things once in a while. I said we're going to meet in Australia.
Yeah.
I saw this. I saw this pool that the ocean hit. Did I show you that, Darren?
No, no.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Okay. Well, anyway, I texted over to Arizona the other day. This pool where like the ocean water hits the pool, a saltwater pool. Yeah. And I was like, forget about meeting in Florida or Georgia. Let's meet in. Let's meet. Our first meeting should be in Australia.
That was pretty sick.
Right.
Yeah.
We got to make some money. So, okay. So why don't I like, my saying is always, don't bore us, get to the chorus, right? So we have a lot of great things to learn today. Darren, why don't you just give us 30 seconds, who you are, what you do, and what your specialty is. And then Arizona, you could talk about some of the things that you want to learn today, and we could get started. Go ahead, Darren.
Awesome. Yeah, Darren Marion with Rattle SEO. We are the honey badgers of SEO. That means, we rank where we want to rank. When a honey badger needs to find something to eat, and it's hungry, it's going to do what it takes to eat. If we see a keyword that we want to go after, we're going to do what it takes to get that keyword.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
That was 22 seconds.
22. Okay. Arizona Connell. I'm obviously the newbie. And so we've gotten kind of through. We're at the phase where I need to learn about keyword research, how to use keyword tools, how to determine, the volume on, different types of long tail keywords, and how that ties into picking the name of my domain, and how that ties into picking the name of my GMB page. How keyword research ties into all of that, and some of the dangers or pitfalls in not properly naming your GMB page with an exact match or a partial match, or however you may, like, what are the dangers, and also the dangers of naming your GMB page something that your domain is not named, and the threat that somebody can actually knock your rankings down because that goes against technically goes against Google's GMB policy. So if y'all could jump into that and just show me how about this? Would it be cool if I'm looking to rank for, I'll tell you this, I'm looking to rank for a tree service in Albany, Georgia. Y'all think we can kind of do
we don't know yet.
Search volume? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. We could start with that one. We could tell you how difficult it will be. I think Darren has some interesting news in regards to exact match and proximity we spoke about over the weekend. Why don't you speak about that a little bit, Darren? Some of the things that you've seen.
Well, thank you. With maps, we've shown the maps have actually been the proximity is dialed in even tighter. So if you have, and it's dialed in to the point of your mobile phone. If you're on, let's say, for example, you're on a Wi-Fi signal versus your cellular signal. Whatever cellular signal it picks up from that tower it may give you a different result than if you're on the Wi-Fi signal on your phone. That's
So
how.
you're saying if the tower is maybe 2 miles away, let's just say, could be in another zip code.
Right. Exactly.
Hmm.
And it's going to give you a different result.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So proximity.
So
yeah.
what Darren was saying also is that some of the exact matches, I think you said in Australia.
Yeah, in Australia, it looks like Google's doing some testing where it's showing that exact matches
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter as much. But that's just in Australia. So
Yeah, but you know what? If it works there and they get positive results, they're going to bring it here,
exactly.
right?
Cool.
So,
Well, I would think, I guess I just want to throw my 2 cents out there. Even if exact match stops being so much of a ranking influence factor, I don't think. Do y'all think that it would actually hurt the rankings, or it would just be like it doesn't matter?
it doesn't matter.
Just doesn't matter. Okay, so
I'm going to say it doesn't matter.
If they
I think
change
it's really
policy.
about.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
I think it's really about building. I think it's really about building strong social, strong signals, local signals in the town that you're trying to rank in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Building those local. So having a Chamber of Commerce link on their website, building your local page on your website, just having all local stuff to show, hey, our website is serving this area, and to prove that we're also part of the Chamber of Commerce in this area and all the other local clubs of the area. The local pest exterminating club, we're part of that too, and kind of dials that in. That's my opinion. What do you think, Darren?
I think yes, about proximity. I've been
Right.
trying some new stuff out where I actually am creating my own citation. So my own local citation. So super hyper local. So as an example, so you have Zionsville, Indiana, and we would take the high school in Zionsville, Indiana, and we'd list all the things about that high school, and then we'd say maybe this is a sponsor of this high school or a sponsor of this site, and then put the naked URL or the branded URL on that page to see. I want to see how that affects proximity.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so let me say that because sometimes we talk like
Yeah, I'm
like
sorry.
everybody. No, that's okay. Sometimes we talk like everybody understands what we're talking about. So what Darren does is he gets to the local high school and says, hey, I'd like to be part of your end of the year brochure or graduation book, and I'll
Not even
sponsor
that.
an ad for $25. Well, that's just an example.
Okay.
Right? I'd like to sponsor an ad on the website or in the book for $25, and they put a link on the high school website, right? That's what we're talking about, something like that, right?
Something similar, except using a property that I control. So like a Web 2.0.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you wouldn't put your website you wouldn't put your website on the high school page. You put the Tumblr.
Sure, I sure would, but I'm talking about create a Web 2.0 property that does what that high school page does.
Gotcha.
Talk about that a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Talk about that a couple of seconds.
Okay. So let's say Zionsville High School. Zionsville High School is an easy keyword to rank for. If I wanted to rank a web page for Zionsville High School, I could. So I would create a Weebly site, for example, and rank that Weebly site, Zionsville High School sports.
Right.
And so on that page, I would list everything about the Zionsville High School sports, about Zionsville High School.
Oh shit! I know what you're gonna do.
And then, as
put
say
a
a sponsor, exactly, a link, and then also have the the name, phone number, address on there. So we have just a pure citation.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
That's pretty
I
cool.
love
That is
that.
really cool. It's really cool.
That is really cool. Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to ask people's permission because it's just a fan page. Like this is the reason why you should come to Zionsville High School and watch. These are the sporting events, and here's the schedule, and here's everything. Here's how to get there. Maybe it's little maps, directions.
Exactly.
And then you could also do it. Listen to this, Arizona. So if you have a place of interest, like the Statue of Liberty or something that's in your area, you could make a fan page for that, put all the local attractions, throw in a map, and show that it's hyper local, and then put your link coming back.
Dude, you could even like turn that into a business in and of itself, is building out local, like almost like a localized PBN 2.0 type thing ish. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like in some like Atlanta or Dallas or whatever mid-sized city, it doesn't matter. And then you could actually charge for those citations. You know what I mean? If you're able to create that property that gives it that hyper local boost in
Yeah.
ranking, then you know what I mean? You can just other
Yeah, and
people
if you
in
can find
SEO in the
somebody,
area.
if somebody sees the value in that,
Yeah,
a
yes.
business owner, electrician that's working 18 out of the 20 hours has no
Yeah.
idea what we're talking about.
No,
Only
no.
geeks like us.
Yeah.
Only geeks like us know what we're talking about. So I don't know about selling it, but maybe people want to be part of it. But I love the idea of creating these. That is a good idea. Create your own properties, your own local properties, and then put your link back. Years ago when I started this business back in the year, I think 1997, I had a website. I don't mean to divert, but I had a website called simall.com, simall.com. And what it was a local directory for business owners. Basically, what I thought in my infantile thinking was, don't go to the Staten Island Mall, come to simall.com. And I put all my clients. So if you signed up with a website with me, you would also be on the online directory. That's pretty advanced thinking.
Yeah.
That's a pretty advanced thinking. And I used to get a lot of clients, and I know Google didn't work like that, but I used to get back then. I don't even know if Google was there. Well, I think Yahoo was the big search engine. But since there weren't a lot of websites, and I had some type of link juice if they were using it at that time, all my websites were up on top. Yeah. And that was 20 something years ago, by the year 2000, let's just say. Yeah. So I like that. Yeah. Create these local properties, man. And it won't take a long time to do it. Just get a VA. Mm-hmm. Just hire a VA. Create 5 local properties.
Mm-hmm. And you can exact match them. You can exact match domains. So, for example, I can say Zionsville High School fan page. .com.
Right. You do the same thing for Tumblr. You do the same thing for Facebook.
Exactly.
Sweet.
I love that, man. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Great idea. I'm going to write that one down.
Right on, man. Boom.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Go ahead. Darren, you...
keyword research.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Rock it out.
Okay. School me. All right. I'll go ahead and say this right now. I have a SEO buyer package, like a group buy. You know what I mean? SEO tools. So I don't know what kind of tools you have to work with, but I've got Moz, I've got Ahrefs. Okay. I have, you know what I mean? I've got a plugin. I've got a keyword plugin that automatically anything that I search for, it kind of gives me the suggestions on the side, and the CPC. I don't even know what CPC means or really like the importance of it. You know, which I know there is importance. I mean, I know it's cost per click, but I don't really, So if you could just break it down for me, bro. Local ranking. I'm trying to rank a tree site, and you can pick Valdosta, Georgia, Albany, Georgia, Hilton Head, South Carolina, Florence, South Carolina, or Rome, Georgia. You pick one. One of those is where I'm trying to rank it. I need to name it. I need to figure out my keyword research and know how to do it properly.
What's that, Rome?
Rome, Georgia. Yes,
Rome. When in Rome, man. Let's do it at Rome.
Okay. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So let me, do I need to do a screen share? Obviously,
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to pull up my Ahrefs.
Okay.
Hey, Darren, do you have a free way to do it also? Because some of these people,
sure do.
Some people watching, okay. We want to give the free way and the paid way. So just in case you don't pay for any of the tools, you'll be able to do it.
Okay, cool. So we have, let me get my Chrome up, man. I like to use Chrome.
Yes.
Because Chrome has a lot of the extra extensions, the developers just have created for, as far as SEO extensions, Moz works with it. Moz works with it. It has a toolbar. They have keywords everywhere, stuff like that.
Right.
So,
share your screen, Darren.
Yeah, I am. Man.
I'm from New York. I like things quick.
He just told me about New Yorkers, man. So I was like,
New York.
You're trying to give New Yorkers.
Nah, they're good. They're cool.
All right.
Okay, we got you.
So this awesome. First thing is this is Google Keyword Planner. So this is the most free of all tools that you could get into. Google Keyword Planner, all you would do is just go to set up a Google AdWords account. You don't need to put in a credit card, and it is free. So you would just go to Google Keyword Planner, and it actually tells you how to access it. Shows you how to set up your Google Ads account. It's very easy. It walks you right through it. Okay. So let's look at Keyword Planner. So if I wanted to, let's say, find do some keyword research for a tree service in Rome, Georgia. The first thing I would do is we need to find a competitor.
Okay.
What are their competitors ranking for in that area? So let's look and just look to see. Let's do a query on tree service Rome. All right, so we got some tree services, grinders, stump grinding, goes tree service and design. So let's look at these guys, grinder, stump grinding. So we're going to go to their website. I'm going to grab their URL. Now I'm going to go here to discover new keywords. And I'm going to click start with website. And here I'm going to paste in grinders, stump grinding, their URL, and I'm going to crawl the entire site. So what this is going to do is Google is going to crawl this site to see what keywords is going to give me some good keyword suggestions.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. So, bam. Now, what we want to look for is low competition but high volume, and we may need to look around. We may need to look around more, but this is just a good start. This is a good free resource. So let me sort this by competition. Sorting low competition first. The volume, it gives you, it says an average of 10 to 100 searches. Usually you want to 2 or 3x that. So it really probably would be more around 2 to 300 searches as opposed to 10 to 100. So here's some examples of some keywords, and of course we have the volume, CPC. This is a plugin. The keyword we use the Keywords Everywhere plugin.
That's what I have. I have that.
Okay, so you have that.
Yes.
You guys have talked about that already, or not? But Keywords Everywhere plugin is an extension you can get just in the Google Ad Store and the Google App Store, and it's free. It's a free keyword tool. So we go to the web store. I'm going to type in Keywords Everywhere. And right here, man, you just click right on it. It sends you emails to the API, and it pulls everything in. I like it because it gives you YouTube, the information, also gives you search information and CPC information for for current keywords that you have. That's what you're looking at. CPC. So let's go back to the keyword planner. And let me know if I'm jumping around because I have a tendency to do that.
No, you're good so far. I understand. I'll keep you focused.
Keep me focused, man. All right, so let's go back to discover keywords. Start a website. Grinders. Okay. Now I'm going to. So if you have the Keywords Everywhere extension on here, it's going to give you a better volume number. CPC, and it's also going to give you another competition estimate just based on the information that they pulled in from their API.
Okay, can you explain the CPC and the competition rating? Can you explain the importance and what they mean, please?
Sure thing. Yeah, no problem, man. So CPC is what, if I was an advertiser, it would be what I would be willing to pay to get my product in front of that particular searcher.
Okay.
So a good measure of searcher intent or a value, the value of a particular keyword would be CPC. So the higher the CPC, the more valuable that search is.
Okay.
So if I, for as an example, like you say, tree service in Rome, Georgia, right?
Yeah.
So we look right here, tree service Rome, Georgia. See, there's roughly 170 searches, and there's a $12.24 CPC. So that means that'd be $12.24 per click is
Okay.
what currently is the market price in order to get my particular product in front of that particular searcher.
Okay.
Competition, it goes from 0 to 1, 0 to 1, or 0 to 100. And so if you look here on the it was at the kind of the screen where it kicks out on the screen, it shows you, competition for this particular keyword is 0.36, which is still, it's fairly low competition. The reason why I say it's low competition is because the closer we get to 1, the more difficult.
Okay.
So based on, based on if I had a fairly, a site that was at least 6 months old, had some links already built to it, then, you could probably put up a piece of content on here and rank this page fairly quick.
Okay. But okay, let's say that let's say that you're me and we're building new sites, new GMBs, and we're trying to rank obviously like hopefully two weeks to a month in these certain really the map pack is what I'm really aiming to rank in. What would you recommend me to aim for as far as that competition ranking? What would you be your suggestion as far as throwing up quick ranking rents and like steering clear of, you know what I mean?
Okay, no problem. So what I did, I just sorted it by competition. Low, we're going to go low to high, and now I'm going to look kind of through these to see what would be a relevant keyword, because just because it's here, it may not be relevant to a GMB listing.
Okay.
So these are a lot of these are how to what is stump grinding companies,
which are great articles for if you're going to write articles for your blog. The great ideas for that. How to and what is, and sure.
Yeah, that's a great way if you wanted to if you had a blog and you wanted to boost that keyword. So let's say, as an example, you have we had tree service in Rome, Georgia, right? And we wanted to bump up that keyword, tree service in Rome,
remove
Georgia.
a stump.
So we would pick a few of these articles, how to move a stump, how to grind down tree stumps, and then within that article, we would all link back to that page, the tree service in Rome, Georgia page.
Okay, and now this is content that we would create in the form of a blog page on our site.
Exactly.
And then have a link going back to our homepage within that site.
Or to whatever page you want to rank. So
have a link going back to our GMB.
No.
No.
No, what we would do is we'd have you would have a link. You'd have every page has its own keyword. So let's say you have instead of having just this website, this tree service Rome, Georgia. Let's say you just had a website called Tree Service.
Gotcha.
And then individual pages of this website, one of them would be Rome, Georgia.
Gotcha.
One of them would be Atlanta, Georgia.
Gotcha.
One of them would be Savannah, Georgia, and so on. So then what we do is just we'd have a page that would be called Tree Service Rome, Georgia.
Okay, that brings me to, I'm glad that you said that, and I want both your opinions on this. Is a little bit off topic, a keyword. Okay, would y'all suggest, in my mind right now, I think that would be more efficient as far as, because when I look at ranking a site, in my mind, because I'm not as experienced as y'all, I just think about the whole site's one keyword, that's just it, and I just got to rank that. But let's say that I am going to do, which I am, one of my primary focuses is the tree removal industry. Would it be better if I could build one site to age it and all those links build up and just keep adding individual pages for different areas that I'm building GMBs in? As long as I could, name the GMBs properly to match that domain name as far as like a generic overall kind of, like I said, tree removal, Rome, tree removal, Albany, tree removal, whatever. Was that something that y'all would suggest, or do y'all suggest doing a different domain for every GMB?
You want to go first, Brett?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was writing something
Yeah,
else.
I would set up like one major site, one master site,
Okay.
and then start to build the individual pages of tree service Rome, tree service Savannah, and that way you're able to scale it. So no matter what, you're still going to be getting links back to that home page.
Yeah.
So that
Right.
the site value is still growing. It's still growing in strength and power.
Right.
But then you have, then of course, that you can start adding on pages at that point.
Okay.
I agree.
And so then, like as an example, let's say like Rudy's Tree Service.
Yes.
Say it'd be Rudy's Tree Service, and that would be the name of RudyTreeService.com.
Yes.
And Rudy's Tree Service would have a branch in Rome. It'd
Sure.
have a branch in Savannah. So
Gotcha.
then you would have an individual page for that. So
Okay.
then
I like that.
that would make sense.
Yeah. I mean, I like that a lot better than what I was in my mind was going to do. And I see there's a lot more value, I think, in a way to help you ranking faster for a new area if you're building a page out and ranking a page on a domain that's 2 or 3 years old, that's got a lot of good backlinks, it's got a lot of good on page, off page SEO done. You can rank that individual page, you know what I mean, rank that GMB so much faster than having to build new domain, new SEO,
And
new hosting, all that kind of stuff. And I'm hearing stuff about the sandbox bullshit and all kind of stuff. And
yeah.
awesome.
That's the way around it. Yeah, that's the way around it.
That's really cool. All right, that was awesome knowledge. All right.
So we get to, when we finally, this is just using this free tool. Tree grinding near me. And see, Google is showing that this is Google Keyword Planner is showing this is a high difficulty, but Keywords Everywhere is showing that it's not. So I would err on the side of probably not being a difficult keyword to go for, because it doesn't look like that their API has really pulled any searches on that. So it's not, no tool is 100% accurate. We can put together as many tools as we have are available, and then we can use that to make a decision.
Gotcha.
So
here's one of my questions. When I see that like Stump Grinder rental it's getting a volume of almost 30,000 searches a month, but the cost per click is so low, like wouldn't that be an area, if it's such a high volume and you're getting so much potential customers, wouldn't that be a area that you typically would see like the cost per click? I mean, I would be willing to pay if I rented Stump Grinders, you know what I mean? I'd be willing to pay more because of the volume, obviously. So I'm just curious, is that like a common thing, or why is that there's so much volume but the cost per click is so low?
Because how many people are actually they say they may want to stump grinder on stumps, but in all actuality, who really wants to take the time to get out there and grind, the grinder stump? That's a good idea. That's a good, good in theory. But then you start to think about it, you say, no, man, I think I'll just call a service.
Gotcha.
So the service is going to be now. There's a lot of people that may, let's say if you're researching stump grinders rental, and you decide, it's where you are in the funnel. So if I'm researching, hey, maybe I should grind my own stumps out. Let me see what's the stump grinder rental price. And now I'm looking and I'm scrolling through, and I start to look to see that maybe this isn't something that I shouldn't do. And now the next part of the funnel would be, let me go find a tree grinding service near me, or a tree grinding service in my area, or a tree grinding service nearby.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so this is the free tool that it's a great tool to use. It's free. I like to also, especially when I'm looking at let's say if I was building a blog post, is I would add in a bunch of these small ones. So the smaller ones you add in, it's playing a long tail game. So the ones with the lower volume, if I have 5 keywords that have 20 searches a piece and they're low difficulty, why would I spend my time going after a difficult keyword where I have to build links to, have to build this complex page to, in order to get the same amount of volume?
I understand.
Right.
And a lot of times these give you a greater surface area. So All right, so
Okay.
let's get to Ahrefs.
Okay.
All right, so we're looking at the one competition we found, right, was grinders, stump grinders.
Yes.
So let me go ahead and copy their link again. I'm gonna put that into the Site Explorer. And I'm gonna search. So now this kind of gives me this is where CPC and all that other stuff really it comes into play again, especially if
Okay.
you want to have that client conversation. Because if you're having a conversation with a client, they say, "Well, I've had a website for 12 years, and blah 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 blah." Well, if you look at the site and you see the traffic value is only $25, that means they may have had a site for all this time, but they're not really bringing any valuable traffic.
Gotcha.
And so, and we don't valuable traffic. The value of the traffic is shows intent, a buyer intent. So the next thing we would do, now that I have grinders up, I'm going to go into organic keywords because I want to see what keywords they're ranking for and how difficult these keywords are. These keywords are. The next thing I like to do is I like to sort based on the age of my site. So let's say your site's a brand new site. So we want to keep the difficulty under 5. Let's take it to 10.
Why did you pick the number 10?
Just because I can build 10 links. So for Ahrefs, for the keyword difficulty, the KD number,
Right.
is a measure of how many links it's going to take in order to rank for a particular keyword. So
Gotcha.
I could get 10 links built to a website,
Yeah.
to the homepage, and then I could do some internal linking around, move stuff around that way. So that's why I picked 10.
Okay.
So apply, and then the next thing I'm going to do is sort by CPC. So I'm just going to do it from high to low. And see, this is why they had an FAQ section, which is why Google My Business, but Google kicked out so many keywords about stump grinding because they have an FAQ that's pretty robust. It's like,
Well, it's robust. Look how it's laid out. Look at the domain name. FAQs 4673.
Yeah, I see that.
yeah.
I don't
So
think anybody's searching for those numbers.
no, none at all, man.
Right.
So that just a side thing that should be labeled FAQs. What
Cost
to do
for-
after stump grind, what to do
Right.
after a stump grind, like the
Right.
actual keyword you're trying to actually ping on. That should be the URL instead of this random number.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome.
Exactly. So as I scroll down, I'm looking through the keywords to see what's actually going to be something that's relevant. So cost for stump removal, tree stump grinding higher. So that'd be one that we probably look for. Cost, stump removal in my area. So look at this. This is a difficulty of 1, meaning it's an easy difficulty keyword to rank for. And it's got a CPC of $6. So that shows me that somebody is actually bidding for this keyword.
Right.
Okay.
And it's just easy to get. So
Okay.
the person who's putting in stump removal in my area, they're wanting to find a tree stump removal company.
Yes.
I mean, that's right. That's where we would create a page, or create a on that page for the Roam, the tree service Roam page. Hey, if you were looking for a stump removal in my area, and we'd make that a header tag.
Okay.
Let's look for another one. Let's go to let's see. There's a machine rental. So these guys, their FAQ page is really just You know, here's one. Let's look at this, man. Tree service, Blue Ridge, Georgia. Have you thought about Blue Ridge?
The population didn't really is a little too low for my little target, but I'm just beginning. I'm not opposed to building a site out and renting it for $500 as opposed to 1,000 to a smaller area.
Right.
That's fine.
Well, my question would be, since you see this is an easy keyword to rank for, right? It's got zero.
Zero.
It's got $3
and
to
it's
it.
got a $3. Yeah.
Right. So create a page for just tree service, Blue Ridge, Georgia, and maybe that page, it just maybe gets phone calls, maybe gets 1 or 2 phone calls in. You got a page that's created that didn't cost you anything to do, and you could, if you could duplicate that page.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring you traffic. Traffic is going to bring you happy clicks. Happy clicks is going to move you up in the maps. It's going to move you up in the rankings.
What do you mean when you say happy clicks? What do
That
you mean?
means somebody happy click is somebody that's if I'm searching for something, and I get to
search,
and it leads right to exactly what I want to find, and I'm happy. At the end of the day, it's like I think I laughed in the video you guys did where we talked about the 2 school of thoughts, where I say you only need 300 or 500 words because the search is terminal.
Right.
So, yeah, because it's like, all right, if I'm looking for a tree service, Blue Ridge, Georgia, I'm going to type that in. And then if that page comes up and it's one of the first pages and it comes up with good stars, good reviews, then chances are I'm going to call that company.
Yeah.
That's going to be on my list of companies to call.
Right.
Okay. All right. So how would we tie? I know they've got a pretty big. How would we use this? If you don't mind, how would we use this to go about like naming the GMB or naming our primary, having our primary like URL, our primary. If we're going to do like one master page and name out different pages for different locations. Like, how do I just go with the most volume? Do I just find like the keyword that includes the city or that includes the area that's related to tree removal, tree service, tree and stump service, whatever? And as long as it includes the city and the type of work or the service, I just pick the one with the most volume, and that's the one that we go with, or what?
So if I understand correctly, what I would do is I'd have just a master domain, and then would list city or state and then city.
Yeah.
Pages. That way, I'd list it that way because you're going to go ahead.
No, I was trying to say how it would tie into trying to name out the GMB. You know what I mean? Because I want to name the GMB an exact match if at all possible, and obviously I want to try to exact match rank on what's getting the most searches. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm asking. How do we use this tool, this keyword research, to determine what's the best name for our GMB?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what we would do then is, from my experience, naming the say we have like the different branches. So let's say my roof guys, and my roof guys branch Dallas. So my roof guys Dallas, my roof guys. So you'd have different cities, different cities. So these are all different locations, and so you get the exact match. You get the exact match domain, the exact match in the name, which would be roofing, my roofing, and then the city.
Okay.
And then when you create the pages are that.
Okay. So let's say that, how about this? Let's say that I can find like tree service dot ABC because, just because it can be dot fucking anything now, I can get that really solid, like badass keyword up front. And so I say to do like tree service, dot XYZ, and then And then, like you said, then we can have a page for each one. That way, if I exact match my GMB name as tree service, if they try to go to my website, nobody can say that, hey, his website is tree service. You know what I mean? They can't say he's got a misnaming. It's not against policy. And then I would just do a GMB tree service, Minnesota tree service. You know what I mean? Everything for everyone. That's what we're going. Okay.
Exactly.
Awesome. Love it. I got it. Solid. Sweet.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Exactly what we do, man.
All right. Can you tell like me and everybody else like the danger of being sloppy with your keyword research and not doing what you need to do, and how that can affect your ranking, how can that affect how it can hurt you not to be using these tools and not to be doing this part.
Yeah, man. What's the most valuable asset that you have? It's time. Right? So you'd be wasting time. So if I'm going after a keyword that really it's not worth anything, it's got a lot of volume, but it's not worth anything, and it doesn't have really any intent to it, then I've wasted my time. So
and not only that, Darren, also wasted your money, because you have to write articles for that keyword, and you have to hire people to write it and hire a web developer to put it in and scheme in a page, and it's a whole bunch of time and money. And I know I've wasted thousands of each, time and money. Yeah. So this is a real important part. Real important.
Yeah, keyword research is everything. That's the start.
Right.
So when you build around, that's the foundation. Whenever you're laying out a website, go ahead.
So Darren, I want to speak to you privately one day, just so I don't forget, about using social for keyword research. So if you go onto Instagram and you type in like the main keyword, like we're doing this cheap car insurance, you'll realize that people are writing about certain topics that aren't necessarily in Google yet. So maybe we could speak about that one day, about doing keyword research. Okay. It's another good idea. I just want to throw that out there. Yeah. I haven't said anything in about 15 minutes. I felt like I had to get in.
Right on, man.
We're getting close to, I think we got about 15 minutes left. So I want to just try to get through Arizona's list without any interruptions.
Okay. Good. So we got, I'm doing the keyword. Can you explain to everybody? I know that it was really basic, kid, but either one of y'all just explain, like, when you hear the word long tail keyword, what does that exactly mean? You know what I mean? Because when the word keyword, when you first think of it, it's like one word. You know what I mean? It's not keywords. You know what I mean? So, like, can you explain what long tail keyword means?
Sure. Did you want to go?
Well, yeah. So, stump grinding would be a keyword, right? Stump grinding, natural stump grinding near me would be a long tail keyword.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
Or how to find the best stump grinders near me. That's long tail.
Gotcha.
Right? Most of the time it comes in the form of a question.
Okay.
Or it could come in the form of a question.
And it's
you have another way to put it, Darren?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it is endless. It's endless. That's what a lot of people want to go for the vanity keywords. You say you drive for show, pump for dough. So a lot of people they want to get, let's say you want to get tree service. I want tree service to be the keyword that I rank for. Well, you could be going after tree service to try to rank for tree service and spend all your time trying to rank for a difficult keyword, when you could rank for what's the closest tree service near the pyramid down the street.
Gotcha. And so that's where when I first built the little site, I did some little basic keyword research, and I didn't understand the competition or anything. I just went with what was the most volume. I think I did the Mangools. I used the free trial with the Mangools keyword little research tool they have. And I just whether it was, and there's these, I guess I want to tell everybody there's such these subtle nuances in long tail keywords, and you really have to look at everything, whether you write it down to find out the true volume of the business of a certain type of service in a certain area, because tree service Savannah, Georgia, tree removal Savannah, Georgia, tree removal Savannah, tree service Savannah, tree service removal Savannah, all these are different keywords, and all of them have different amounts of volume. So for you to get a good indicator on like how much generalized search for this industry is coming in, you have to just add them all up. See how much volume on each one of these, and say, like, as a whole, the tree removal industry is getting, 600 or 700 searches a month. You know what I mean? And if we can, get, 20 calls a week off of that volume, that's a lot of leads for a tree. So that's a really valuable place to build out a rank and rent, to build out a lead gen site. And I just want everybody to be very aware that those little tiny nuances in the different, long tail keywords, you got to research all of them to get a real understanding of the true situation of volume and business in that area or for that field.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
Facts.
Facts.
FAX.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I got one little thing before we go. This mildly, it is definitely off topic, but I thought about it because in my Bright Local, okay, so I got Bright Local, using the free trial. I'm still in my free trial right now.
Oh, I got another one. Listen, wait. Hold on a second. So I'm researching this other service called Local Viking. Have you heard of it, Darren? Local Viking?
Actually, I got Local Viking, man.
You do?
Yeah.
You think it's better than Bright Local?
They just added on that new API, so I have it, but I haven't even used it. I have it. I literally have the service.
Okay, so watch this. So in Local Viking, you're able to go in if you're managing a lot of GMBs. You could go in there and you could manage their posts through that dashboard.
Yeah.
Really? That's pretty good.
Yeah. So instead of if you're managing 10 GMBs, rather than log into each one of them and change the post, you could just log into that dashboard.
Yeah. If I like use OneUp instead. OneUp app is fantastic. OneUpApp.io.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like for 30 accounts, it's only $20.
Okay.
Which is much cheaper, and you can do any social. You can do Instagram, Facebook, GMB.
That's
all
really
that
cool.
stuff. And that's a lot cheaper than Buffer.
Can you spell that out?
Yeah, spell it. Tell us that.
OneUp. That's ONEUPP. Hold on a second. .io. Let me make sure I'm giving you right. Yeah, OneUp. OneUPAPP.io.
Oh. OneUp app.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Awesome.
Yeah.
.io.
30.
Okay, so I got a question about that. And I want to know, like, okay, so obviously lead gens or rake and rents are against GMB's Google's policy. You know what I mean? Like they're technically are. So would you not be concerned? And I guess I'm just kind of get an overall, like, I guess I want to shield myself from this as much as possible. Accessing multiple GMBs from a localized place like that, are their algorithms not going to be able to pick up, like, okay, this one IP address is managing 50 GMBs, something is wrong, let's not rank them, let's pull them down, let's something. What is that a worry? Does that happen? And how do I stop it from happening? Because that is my business model.
You're thinking super small, man. You're thinking super small. And
why do you say that, Darren?
Because imagine if whenever you're a business, you have to move like you're Walmart. You have to move like you're a large corporation. So think about it. If Walmart came and Walmart managed all these GMBs, you think that Google would delist Walmart's GMBs if they manage multiple GMBs?
I understand. I definitely understand what you're saying.
A large
I definitely
agency.
understand. I'm just curious. I didn't know if this was a problem. If this was, that was an issue.
Arizona, let me add in that. So I have a client where I'm managing. I just started this week where I'm managing 300 GMBs.
Okay.
And we're having a meeting today about downloading a program to switch the IPs for every time we log into a GMB, because the owner of these 300 GMBs feels that the GMBs will be compromised if we use the same IP address.
So y'all are just going to use like a VPN and like change the location of the VPN server every single time y'all go to log. That sounds like really time consuming. Is the only thing in my mind.
Well, I'll get back to you about that, because
Okay.
I think you log into one account and then I got to find out more about it. But that was his concern.
One more quick question before we go this off subject. As far as verifying GMBs, and I know that sometimes if they pick up your phone's location that's in the area, it's in the city, when you go to verify your GMB, it'll just verify right then, boom, does not have to send a postcard or anything. So obviously, if you're not, they want to send a postcard or whatever. Is there a way, can I use a VPN to beat that? Can I use a VPN, then VPN servers coming out of Rome, Georgia, when I log in and go to make the GMB, and because like it's picking up or looking like I'm coming out of Rome when I go to verify the GMB, can I kind of beat that? Is there a way to beat that, to an efficient way to bypass the postcard issue?
What do you think, Darren?
Egregious. Go to Craigslist, man, and rent a mailbox, man. That's yeah. That's the easiest way that I would know to do something like that.
When you say rent a mailbox,
so get an address, in that area, and have someone. So have the GMB postcard go to that address. Have someone send you that PIN number and put that in. That's the only way that I would know how to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I just got banned from Facebook Marketplace yesterday because
congratulations.
I just got banned from Facebook Marketplace because I'm like, okay. So I start searching. I'm finding people that are like selling used clothes, because if you're selling used clothes, hey, I'm not saying anything negative. You need some cash. You know what I mean? You need a little cash. So that's like, I'm gonna chunk at these people. So I've got this little script I typed out. I'm like, hey, I'm starting this business in your area. I just don't have a physical address there. Can I send you a little bit of money? I tried them up with $10 on first. I'm not gonna bullshit. Right. I tried them with $10. I tried them with $10, and it's obviously that's solicitation of other services against their policy. Obviously, I went to go log in to try to check if any of my poles and my fishing lines got any bait on it.
Somebody reported you.
Yes.
It's all right. And listen, you're not trying if you don't get thrown off things. Like if you never got banned, if you never got your shit just whacked, then you ain't trying. You ain't trying hard enough. So congratulations.
Awesome. All right. I appreciate it so much, Darren. Dude, it was awesome meeting you.
Yeah,
really look forward to communicating with you some more. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
The value added, tremendous. Appreciate you as always, Brett. You know what I mean?
My pleasure. Yeah. And listen, we'll meet in Australia, right? We got to get that. Yeah. We got to make our goal.
Yeah, 20K a month. You better, like I said, be ready in January, bro. Be ready.
I'm always ready. Hey, listen, let me say something before we go. I say this on on most of my videos. It's really nice to be able to sit here and have a conversation with everyone, and talk about how to beat Google. 3 guys sitting in 3 different rooms, and we're giving our ideas about how to beat a huge company and make some money. But remember the reason why we do this. Darren has some pictures behind him, and I know his son sometimes and daughter sits behind him, and you have a family and I have a family, and that's the reason why we're doing this, right? We do this so we could provide for our family, and so our family doesn't have to worry about us, that we're okay, we have extra money, we could do the things that we do. So always keep that in mind, that we're doing this for a better purpose. We're doing this, to help our families and give them the things besides the love, but also give them the things that they need to continue with their day. And this is, this is just a vehicle to do it. And that's the reason why I love to do it. And I love to work with people like Darren. Once again, fellas, please go to Rattle SEO, RATEL SEO.com, and check out Darren's website. And Darren, what's your YouTube channel?
It's Rattle SEO or Retail SEO.
Rattle SEO.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay.
rattle Rattels, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
call it.
Rattel.
Just call it. Yeah.
So that,
just pick
Rattle
up the phone.
Rattel.
Just call
I
me.
say,
Just no.
Yeah.
yeah, just give him a call.
Just
And I'm going to tell you something, Darren. Most of my stuff that I put out and things that I speak about are stuff that Darren and I had already spoken about, and I come out like, I guess I come out and make like it's my idea, like, hey, so I found this great thing, and it's really stuff that Darren and I have spoke about. So Darren's the real McCoy. Please reach out to him, and pretty soon Arizona is going to be the real McCoy. And Arizona, I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, he's
I'm
already
getting
real
close.
McCoy, man. I can
I
tell.
told
man.
you this. I told you it's going to be.
Yeah, this is who
Listen,
you're talking about.
This is the dude I was talking about. I'm telling you something.
Yeah.
This guy, we're just a vehicle for this dude. He's gonna monster truck us. He's gonna just roll over us, and then he's gonna move on to the next person. But the only thing that I ask you, Arizona, the only thing that I ask you is that you take somebody with you. So I may have somebody that keeps pestering me through. This fellow's name is Yan. He's not a pest, but he keeps saying, "Oh, man, I'm a marketer. I love what you're doing with Arizona. Can you help me also?" And I want to see if this dude's persistent. And if he's persistent, he's going to be your person. He's going to be yours, and you got to teach him. And then Yan got to teach somebody else, right? And that's how it works. All right, brother. So you're going to mentor somebody else. All right.
To the top.
All the way.
Awesome.
All right, fellas. Awesome. Wednesday, all right? Be cool.
Wednesday.
Stay cool.
All right. Yeah, we good.
All right, man. Be chill.